Welcome, Nick Slinkovich, DenverBodyDoc, plastic surgeon here in Denver. This is our show, Journey Talk. Tonight we've got another great show. I love shows where we get patients on where they are sharing their journey. We've got a special patient who's actually pretty recently out from surgery, just at 6 weeks now, and she had a major body transformation surgery after weight loss. Okay, let's go ahead and get it started. We, again, tonight have a patient who's from out of town, so she's joining us from, I guess, video chat. Anyway, to get started here, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce our patient, Kiley. I very much want to hear about what you have experienced. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of what your journey has been?
Absolutely. I'm 41, and I've struggled with my weight my entire life since I was a little girl. I've always been the heavy one, been on pretty much every diet you could imagine growing up, even as a young girl. And nothing really ever worked for me aside from just not eating. And had 3 kiddos and just continued to gain weight when I was to the place where I was tired of being overweight, obese, and I felt like the outside of me did not reflect who I was. And so I sought out I started doing research on it in January of 2015 and did a lot of research on my surgeon, and actually came to Colorado for that surgery as well, and had the sleeve in June of 2015. So
What was your maximum weight, or how much less do you weigh now than you were at your maximum weight?
I know I'm about 130 pounds less than I was at my max weight.
I can only imagine the emotional impacts are very significant, just in terms of how that makes you feel with the low energy. The medical issues, you said you had high blood pressure and took medication for that, and we're starting to have some issues with sleep apnea. Acid reflux is super common, as is pre-diabetes, diabetes, and then heart conditions from the high blood pressure. So it is a significant strain on the body to be morbidly obese. We call it morbidly obese for a reason, morbidly meaning it causes illness in you. So realistically, it shortens your lifespan. And so, by losing that weight, you have, really going to increase not just the quality of your life, but your lifespan itself.
I completely shifted my mindset to do whatever it takes, and really monitoring what I was eating, and eating small amounts of high protein and vegetables. And I did that, pretty religiously in the first couple of years. And then I started working out and doing, CrossFit type workout.
And what changes in your body did you have that led you to think, yes, I want to do a plastic surgery procedure?
I guess I really didn't even think that it was something that I would need or want. I mean, I very specifically remember about 2 years into the journey, after I'd lost the weight and was wearing clothes that I wanted, and thinking, and actually it's been about this past year that I still felt heavy. I still felt fat because of all my skin. I had loose skin everywhere in my abdomen, and my upper thighs really bothered me. And, I look nice in clothes. If I wore the right clothing, everybody said, but you look great. You don't need to have plastic surgery.
Okay, so you want to tell us what surgeries you had?
Well, the lower body lift is also the 360 lipo, and tummy tuck with that. And then I did a breast lift and breast augmentation at the same time. So
what was your experience with Snapchat, with seeing your own procedure?
I did opt to do it to help other people, because, the person that referred me to you, I mean, I can't thank her enough, and all the other people that have opted to do this, because it really has been educational.
We saw you on Monday. We had to go back and revisit an area of the breast where we had to kind of open and re-support things. So I think that's a good example of, not all is perfect, and there can be need for following up very closely. And so we worked carefully to coordinate that with you. But realistically, it's not necessarily one and done. And you're only 6 weeks out. And I think for this surgery, I would tell people that often for lower body lift with a breast procedure, a significant amount of healing has to happen in a large area of your body. And that it often does take 6 to 8 weeks to really feel like you're being back to yourself. Tell us about that for you.
You think, well, I'm 3 weeks out. I should be feeling better than this. And, so-and-so was working out at 2 weeks. And I thought that I should be able to do more, but I just tried to really honor my process and listen to my body. And, if walking around the block or 4 blocks was enough for me, I would stop there. I mean, just because I don't want to compromise my body.
It sure feels good to kind of get around that final corner into where everything's healed and sealed. You're feeling good. You're getting stronger. You're getting back to all the things that you want to do in your physical activity. Then it's a very empowering feeling, and it makes it all worthwhile for sure. So what are some tips that you might have that for others that are thinking about this, or others that haven't gone through this but want to know, what would you suggest?
Well, definitely do your research, getting your nutrition up to par before and being prepared afterwards. I did food prep before I came down so that I was low sodium, high protein. I took all of the supplements that you guys recommended. I worked out, and because my trainer basically said, you take every opportunity. So I worked out daily. My body was strong and prepared. Definitely a support system. And I think not having, of course you want to have a goal and you want to have expectations, but having realistic expectations.
So how long did you stay in Colorado before you went back home?
So I had my surgery on a Wednesday, and I stayed in Colorado until Monday afternoon. And then I came home. So what is that? 5 days? Six days?
What other thoughts do you have that you would share with others that may be thinking about this?
Really loving and honoring your journey, because I feel like every piece of it is valuable. You can find value in your entire journey. I mean, I had to love myself at 300 pounds to love myself now. I mean, no surgery, no procedure will ever fix anything. And so that's why I think the mental work and the emotional work is really important prior to doing things like this, especially in my case, weight loss cases.
And I always say, plastic surgery may be part of the journey. It's never the destination. It isn't fundamentally going to change you. It may help you in areas where you have challenges or you seek improvement, or there's areas you would like improvement in, for sure. But life isn't going to be completely different just because of that. You're still the same person. So I think you've been very real. I think you've really shared with us that, you've got to love yourself. This isn't going to change your life outwardly. It's going to change how you feel about yourself and can make those improvements. But realistic expectations are key. And Instagram can be tough for that sometimes. There's the perfect lighting, the perfect clothing, and the perfect pose, and the perfect filter, and things look just beautiful. But that's everybody's best side. I was bringing my boots in. I saw on my shelf my hat, and I thought of you being from Wyoming, that I probably ought to bring my hat in to wear.
Awesome.
Well, Kiley, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us. I think we're going to wind it up.
Okay, great.
I'm Nick Slenkovich, DenverBodyDoc here on social media. Thanks again for following us. Enjoy your journey.